What's going on, everybody? Hey, hope you guys are having a great day. I want to share this story with you. It's been a story that I've been sharing a lot um, with people as of late, but I haven't shared it forever. So some of you guys may have heard it, some of you guys may not have. And it's basically the story of how I got into fitness. And so, when I tell you the story, you're gonna hear a lot of things. You're probably gonna relate to a lot of things. You're probably gonna hear a lot of things. You're like, wow, like what was wrong with you? But with that being said, my journey in fitness started when I was um, young, right? And so the whole reason that I got into fitness um, was actually an accident, right? But so many of you guys might not know this, but I had extreme anger issues from probably like seventh grade all the way through the end of high school. And so while that's not necessarily uncommon to have anger issues as a adolescent boy going through puberty, I guess some of the stuff I did was a little bit above and beyond what would be considered okay. So like just so you guys had like a good picture of kind of where I was, and hopefully you guys look at this video and you're like, wow, like you're not like that anymore. Hopefully, but couple of things I got in trouble with the law, unfortunately. Never got in like serious trouble. I honestly don't know how. I was threatened to spend a bunch of time in juvie for a period of time. Sat down with lots of police officers, and I don't know how I didn't necessarily get into any real trouble. Got kicked out of school a few times, suspended, kicked out of sports, and basically a lot of trouble at home. My parents got divorced around that time, so I would move out of my mom's house and move with my dad, and then move back out of my dad's house and move with my mom, and then I just did it like a bunch of times. Every time I basically got mad, I would just leave, right? Which is not how you handle things. So end up going to anger management and like sat with a shrink. I honestly don't remember how long it was. That time in my life is a little blurry, but I remember sitting on the couch and telling this guy, all my problems, and he tried to fix me, and it just didn't work, right? And so as I kind of look back at it now, like it's really easy for me to understand like why I acted that way. Although at the time, like I had no idea. I was just mad. And what I realize now, what I didn't know then, is that I was just mad at myself. Like I hated me. I hated everything that I was about. I wasn't being true to myself, right? And a lot of it was things I just couldn't control, ironically. And so, like I told you, I was going through puberty and through adolescence, and so here's a picture for you guys. Like I had acne, like extremely bad acne, face, my back, all that cool stuff. I actually went. I got on Accutane. So if any of you guys have ever had acne, you guys know what Accutane is. So like that's how bad it was. Um, and I had really large features. So, like a better word, like I had a really big nose. I probably still have a big nose, right? Big ears, but I really like these were really big things. I got teased, picked on all the time for those, and it really bugged me, right? And so I can remember just sitting in the mirror, just being like so mad, like so frustrated, uh, that I was just like, I want to punch something, right? Which I've got to tell you guys, like, and I punched like I can't remember how many holes in my dad's house. They were everywhere, right? Which is again really stupid. But with that being said, I just remember sitting there, like, man, I was so mad because I couldn't control it. Like you have no control over the way you look, right? Like obviously I couldn't control the acne. I tried everything. I couldn't control the way my face, like my nose, like my ears looked. And so I remember sitting there in the mirror, like this one day, and it was like an epiphany, right? I was sitting there just like, if only my nose wasn't so big, my ears weren't so big, I would go like this because they used to like stick out a little bit too. I would just like, only if my ears were, even closer together, my nose wasn't so big. Man, I would just like, I have the chance of like being good looking, right? That's all I wanted was just to like look okay or look good, be confident in myself. And so I was like, then I had this idea. I was like, well, I can't change my nose and my ears, right? Or even my acne at that point. But like, what if my body got bigger? What if like getting my body bigger and made my head look smaller? All of a sudden, I was like, boom, right? It was the thing that it was the epiphany. And while I actually didn't get into lifting weights and fitness for a couple years later, once I did get into it, all of a sudden I started to see the changes. I remember that thought, and I was like, this is it, right? And so as soon as I got into fitness, like it took off, right? And it wasn't because I was gifted or I was special. It was just like I realized like I just worked harder and I just knew like this was my ticket. This was my ticket to not just get muscles or to get bigger, but it was my ticket to feel better about myself and have the confidence to be able to control what I could control, right? And so once that actually happened, I actually started fitness. Like boom, life changed. All of a sudden, I felt less rage and more control. Um, and so that's how fitness basically transformed my life because all of a sudden I was like, okay, here's the blueprint. Don't focus on things you can't control. Focus on what you can control, right? And so that's kind of the message for fitness is that that's what you do, right? Like you can't control what you can't control, but what you can control, like can you control your weight? Can you control what you put in your body? Can you control how many times you're going to the gym? Right? Like those are all things you can control. And so um, that was one of the biggest reasons why I got into fitness. That's the biggest reason why I made fitness like my life. And it's the biggest reason why I started Big Sky Barbell was because I wanted to create a place for people who have very similar issues in their life, right? For people who battled all those things I talked about are very similar things, or they just hate themselves, they hate the way they look, or they just like don't feel confident in themselves, they don't feel comfortable in their clothes. And why doesn't there have to be anger? It's sadness as well, right? And so the message I want to like really drive home to this is that fitness is the blueprint, right? And so like as you go through fitness, you start to see that you can actually control things in your life. You can actually control your weight. You can control the way your body looks. You can control your self-esteem and your attitude, right? And so here's the gold is that fitness is the blueprint. It works for everything else, right? It also works for relationships. It also works for finances, right? It also works for emotions, okay? It works for everything that's important and powerful in your life. And so that's really the message that I hope that I can share with you, and that you can like sit there and like, wow, like if I want to change anything in my life, like the blueprint I use for fitness, consistency, showing up, um, trying, and like finding a reason to do it rather than finding the bazillion more reasons not to do it. Like that's it. That's it. That's how you get good slash great at anything that you do. That's it. Just based on the same principles. So, hey, hopefully that resonated with you. If it did, let me know down below, and let me know if you can see me as being the angry kid who punches holes, get kicked out of school, kicked off the basketball team, uh, or maybe you can't. Hopefully you can. So, anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.